Hello everyone and welcome to The College Mix, your one and only source for the inside scoop on all things college related.
This student-run show is all about discussing the do's and don'ts of the college process from the beginning application process through senior year. With that, let's dive right in with today's first segment.
We start off today's show with our student tips for college life, your best way to stay in tune with what's going on around campus.
Do you need help getting ready for college? If you do, we have some tips for you. From roommate issues to budgeting your money, we are here to help. Dealing with roommates is something everyone has to deal with transitioning into college. One of the issues that comes along with that is learning what to share and what not to share.
Who ate the last noodles?
The best way to handle this issue is to communicate and set ground rules on what is free game and what is off limits. Another issue is being clean. Sometimes you may end up with people who are neat freaks or extremely messy. The best way to prevent disagreement is to set up a cleaning schedule between roommates. That way each person can be held accountable to cleaning up after themselves. Paying bills can become a sensitive issue. The best way to handle this is to let your roommates know in a timely manner when a bill is due along with the amount. Also hold regular house meetings to ensure everyone is on the same page about the bill.
Come on.
Lastly, respect can become a big issue if it is not given. The best way to handle this issue is to treat your roommates how you would want to be treated. Also know when it's an appropriate time to give the other space when they need it. That's all for roommate issues. Now let's talk about some cooking tips. In order to live a healthy lifestyle, college students need to eat well-rounded meals. When you make meals in advance, this allows the student to plan ahead and also receive a good amount of nutrition. When a student plans ahead and makes large portions of food, they can divide the food and put them into Tupperware that can be taken whenever necessary. You can steam various types of veggies and add them to your meal, such as broccoli or carrots. You can even add them to your meals raw. A handful of vegetables are considered one serving. Having a wide range of colors and types of veggies are important due to the vast differences in nutrition each one contains. So make sure you mix it up. A form of grain is also important to include. By cooking a large amount of rice or quinoa, this will be added to your Tupperware in half-cup amounts. A box of grain, depending on the size amount, is usually relatively affordable. When you do meal prep, this will lower your cost of food and your time. Plan ahead and eat healthy. Now let's take a look at college talk around campus. Once you become a freshman in college, it is very important to learn the college talk around campus. The university you choose to go to has their own unique lingo. Today we are going to look at Azusa Pacific University's.
Chapel.
Chapel is where the students come together to worship God and to hear speakers from all around the world. The students are required to do this 3 times a week. Chapel is a place where many students stay connected.
Communiversity.
Communiversity is a place where all students get their information about what events are taking place on campus. They give you updates on sports, dances, service opportunities, and more. This is also a place where students can come and hang out.
Dillon Field.
Many activities take place on Dillon Field. There is beach volleyball, intramural sports, ROTC workouts, and sometimes football uses it for practice. It is a great way to get a quick workout in and is really close to campus.
The Den.
The Den is a great place to go for dinner. You can get hamburgers, pizza, sandwiches, and more. There is also a small grocery store where the students can buy toiletries. The Den is a place where many students come to eat because of the variety you can choose from.
Trolley stop.
APU has their very own transportation system, known as the trolley stop. The trolley stop is available on school days to take students back and forth between East and West Campus. If you are too lazy to walk, the trolley is running until 10:45 p.m. for your convenience. These are a few college terms you should know if you choose to attend APU. Now let's look at how you need to budget your money as a student. College is already stressful as it is, so when money issues occur, it makes the stress go up even more. From buying books and school supplies to doing fun activities with your friends, the amount of money you are spending tends to add up. The first step is making a plan. Ask yourself, How much do you want to spend at the grocery store? What are the expenses that you are allowed to spend for the month? If you have a limited budget, it is really important to know how much you are allowed to spend. It is a good idea to write down the items you are spending money on. Keeping track of what you are spending is a good way to keep your bank account stable. Use cash instead of card when going out. This is easy to do but hard to follow. By using cash instead of card, you are able to see exactly how much you are spending on. This will help in the long run in order to make sure not to overdraw your bank account. These few tips on how to budget will help you as you enter college. We hope that these tips are handy as you start your journey through college.
Thanks, Erica, for letting us in on some of the best ways to thrive as a student. Next, here's a tip on what not to do as a student.
To do, college edition. A lot of you guys are seniors in high school, about to start your freshman year of college. That's a lot of big changes. We're going to give you some tips to help make sure that you don't make some silly mistakes your freshman year. Tip number 1. The world outside can be a scary place, but don't let that keep you locked inside your dorm room. Go outside, get involved, and most importantly, always leave your dorm room open.
Great, thanks for that, Emily. One of the best ways to decide what works best as a student is to hear it directly from the source. And in this case, that source is junior Christian Ministries major, Crystal Reed.
As the college application process can be for some, imagine what it would be like if someone had to apply with no one to tell them what college was like. This is the struggle that first-generation college students face every year.
I knew I wanted to come here, but didn't really know how that was going to be possible, just considering where my family was at financially at the time, and considering that I didn't really know what it looked like to apply to a college.
Ed Barron is one of the faculty members who closely interacts with these first-generation students.
Over the next decade, 80% of the growth in new student enrollment is going to come from students of color and first-generation students. And so what that means is our populations on campuses are shifting, and so the need to provide resources for students who have a new experience coming into a college environment is increasingly important to ensure their success.
Crystal Reed is just one first-generation Latina student at Azusa Pacific University.
And my parents ended up sitting me down and saying that if I wanted to attend college, that the only way that would be possible would be if I applied for as many scholarships as I could. And so having that reality set in, I spent several Saturdays applying for scholarships and seeking out places where I could get financial aid.
According to the College Board, more than 1/3 of 5 to 17-year-olds in the United States are first-generation students. This rate is highest among minority groups.
My family was absolutely ecstatic when they found out that I would be the first in our family to attend college. I think that they've really enjoyed watching me go through this experience, and in a sense are kind of experiencing it themselves through me.
Crystal, thanks for joining us in the mix. Not knowing what to expect from a college setting, did that affect you in any way, and did anything come as a shock to you?
Yeah, I think one of the main things that came as a shock was just the transition from having classes every day to only having them a few days a week, and just managing my time with my different classes and how to navigate that, as well as living in a completely new place and learning how to live life with people that I was just getting to know.
Can you talk more about the aid you received from APU and other organizations?
Yeah, so I received aid from through the applying for a FAFSA, as well as some other scholarships that I applied for outside of that. But one of the scholarships I received from APU was the Multi-Ethnic Leadership Scholarship, which I applied for before coming to APU, and is a program that continues throughout my 4 years here at APU. It's a leadership development program that is a merit-based scholarship.
Nice.
Awesome. And were you a bit hesitant to get involved with any on-campus programs at APU?
Yeah, I think I was just a little hesitant because this was such a new place for me, but I always enjoyed doing leadership, so one of the things that I ended up getting involved in was just leadership through the dorm that I lived in as a freshman, but I was hesitant at first just because it was such a new environment and new place for me to be at, but ended up doing it and loved it and really enjoyed the experience that I got to have.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for telling us your story. Now we're going to join Emily Bowden with more inside tips on maximizing your time as a student.
Tip number 2. When you arrive at the bookstore, proceed with caution. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, but it's pretty expensive, and you have at least 4 years to buy all the t-shirts you want. Tip number 3. Your university will try to make you buy your textbooks at the bookstore. Just say no. Check Amazon first.
We've now reached the time in the show where we get firsthand student opinion, courtesy of the College Mix student panel. We now have the pleasure of inviting Corey Polanese and Coco Toribio to our student panel.
Thanks for having us here. Yeah, for sure. It's an honor.
Indeed. So, question number 1. What are some struggles that come with balancing school, work, and social life, and what are some ways to help out with time management?
Definitely invest in a planner. I feel that without a planner, I would be lost. I would miss appointments. I would be a total mess. And I feel like just having a planner, as well as just kind of syncing all your calendars, whether it's on your phone or through Google. I think just making sure that all of your appointments, meetings, and classes are in one thing so that you can kind of manage your time well.
Nice. Would you like to add anything, Coco?
Yes, I definitely agree with having a planner. High school, I never kept my planner. I thought I did because I would just write every little big assignment that I had. But in college, you definitely need to write down the readings that you have and everything, because you don't have your class every day to remind you. So the couple days a week definitely get your mind off track. And then also balancing student life is really hard, because freshman year I was trying to get into everything that I could, and you don't realize how much of a demand it is on your time when you also have things for other classes that you need to accomplish. And sometimes I feel like those could be put on the back burner and you kind of forget about what you're really here for. And also I work 2 jobs on campus, so definitely time management is something that I've grown to be great at. And yeah, it's definitely hard, but the planner and just staying on top of things is what gets it done.
Nice.
I know in my experience, not having a planner has been, I learned the hard way that you should get a planner, because I remember one time it was like Monday, and I realized that the past Friday I had a 10-page paper that was due that Friday, and I just straight up did not write it. It wasn't like I just forgot to turn it in. I just straight up did not write it, and it's because I didn't write it down anywhere. And so luckily my professor graced on me in that situation, but I definitely learned the hard way that managing your time and getting a planner is something you should put at the forefront of your college experience.
Definitely, yes.
Definitely.
All right, so what are the pros and cons of living on campus compared to the pros and cons of living off campus?
Personally, I live on campus, and so everything is just, you have all your friends in one place, and that's really cool, because if you want to procrastinate homework and not manage your time wisely, you can always walk next door, and there'll be someone always available and ready to hang out, because who's not trying to procrastinate their homework in college? What? And everything is just really close. The grocery stores, the movie theater. You don't really need to leave campus, because you have everything at your fingertips. So that's one thing that I definitely love about living on campus.
Yeah, definitely. I could totally resonate with just being able to be close to everything and everyone that is on campus. So I think another pro is I think the proximity of the library, honestly, because I feel like if I was living off campus, I wouldn't necessarily want to go to the library and do my homework. And you just have access to different resources that you would if you were commuting. You'd have to drive over, whereas I could honestly just go at any time that I wanted to. And I think one of the cons might be of living on campus would probably just be you're always on campus, because you live here, you eat here, you sleep here, you go to school here. And so I think it would be really easy to fall into this bubble that is APU. And so that would probably be my con.
I would just like to add on to that. I came to APU from Colorado in hopes to kind of like explore LA. And like you said, I just kind of got wrapped up in being on campus because you don't really need to leave. And my friends call me and they're like, "Are you going to the beach today?" And I'm like, "Beach? Like, maybe, not really." So yeah, definitely just get wrapped up in being on campus because, like she said, you don't really need to leave, but sometimes it's refreshing to leave. So that's a con as well. But I know you guys live off campus. Do you guys like that? Or?
Yeah, so my first 3 years I lived on campus, which I think is a really good idea, especially like if I hadn't lived on campus my junior year, I think I would have missed out on a lot of relationships that I built junior year. But now that I'm a senior, I live off campus and I literally live 2 minutes from campus, but it's away from campus technically, so you kind of feel like you're an adult. And I think a really big pro to living off campus your senior year is you get a little taste of what real life is like, which was crazy to me because when you live on campus, like everything is all like combined into one and you don't have to think about utilities and paying stuff like that. Or like the simple thing of you can't call like facilities to come and fix your light bulbs anymore, which is such a bummer, but it's cool because we actually learn how to make use of our resources and call our landlord and do stuff like that. So I think that living off campus has been beneficial in that regard.
Cool. So let's go on to the third question. What are some pros and cons of going far away for school versus staying close to home for school?
Well, as I said, I am from Colorado, so I traveled pretty good distance to get here. A con would definitely be I'm very close to my family. We hang out weekly, my whole family.
Right.
And so missing out on that and seeing pictures and getting video chatted with them all together and kind of celebrating my birthday without me, I think is what really is a big con because they're all gathered for my birthday and I'm missing because I'm here. Like my family's just really close like that.
Yeah.
And but a pro would be that you are completely out of your element. You are challenged to kind of get to know people better because if I lived close to my college, I know I would go home all the time and I wouldn't have made the relationships that I made freshman year all the way to junior year. And so I appreciate going far, but then at times it's just hard and you just like, why did I leave where I'm from? Everything I know is there. But now it's exciting to start a new life here and see what LA has for me. So.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think a pro of kind of getting away is experiencing a new atmosphere. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, and so the weather here is so much nicer. So being closer to a warmer beach and just kind of experiencing California life has just been such an eye-opening experience, and just not having to like rely on my parents as much simply because they're not here and they live very far away has been liberating, I think, for me as an individual as well as like me coming into my adult life. I think a con would be ticket prices. Once I have to fly back home, the ticket prices are always expensive, whether it's around Christmas, Easter, summer, like always the ticket prices are just insane and it's always super expensive, but it's worth it, and once I'm there I totally enjoy it. So yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for your great insights on thriving in the mix. And now for the last time today, Emily Bowden with your survival tips.
Tip number 4. Don't fall asleep in class. If you're tired, just skip it. You can do that in college. Tip number 5.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Don't raise your hand. Just go. No one cares. Now you know what not to do at college. We hope these tips have made you feel just a little bit more prepared. Best of luck.
One of the best parts of being a college student is being able to see the incredible variety of talent around campus. Today's musical guest is an accomplished musician and fellow student on campus. Here is David Manuel.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm David Manuel. It's the homie Chase Bass on the drums today. We're gonna do an original song of mine called That's What It Is. It's on my EP called Acoustic Soul. You can find it on iTunes or CD Baby. Search David Manuel and then Acoustic Soul. It's all there. La, 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 la.
Thank you, David, for that amazing performance.
Well, guys, it's now that time where we have to say goodbye.
Hopefully today's show gave you a clear picture of what being a thriving student is all about. Take care and remember to always stay in the mix.
I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes I am, yes I am, yes I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I believe every lie that I ever told.